Why are they like that? The best answer, I think, if we had to put it in one sentence of why are they like that is, I don't know, but what is a better question or a better way to reframe it is they're not choosing to be like this. The sooner you can get on board with that, the better your life will be with a spicy kid. If the stories you keep telling yourself are, they're trying to be a jerk, they're disrespectful, they're disobedient, they're bad, they're naughty, they're a bad kid. As soon as you can shift out of that and you can shift your opinion, the way you view them in your brain as they're a good kid, having a hard time. They don't want to be like this. They do not want to be like this. We are all wired for connection, safety seeking, tightness with our tribe, our village, but especially our parents. So if they are acting in a way that is alienating, if they are acting in a way that is antisocial, defiant, disobedient, pushing you away, you got to look real hard at what's going on at your relationship. Relationship. Parenting is not about strategies and behavior management. Parenting is about relationship. And the sooner you get on board with that, the sooner your life will improve and your parenting will suck less. Because think about it. If you view it as strategies and I need to have scripts and I need to have the step-by-step, then you're all like in your head. Whereas then when I say parenting is about relationship, you're like, oh, I know how to do that. Or maybe you don't. That's okay too. Not all of us were modeled awesome relationships as kids by our parents or our family. But if you instead go into a parenting situation with your kid, you find the empty vodka bottle, they steal, they lie, they cheat, they punch someone, whatever. If you go into that parenting moment or that moment of discipline or whatever, that big showdown where you bust out all your parenting skills, if you walk into that arena with the mantra, parenting is about relationship, connection, you know what to do. You don't need me in your ear. You know what to do. What do you do in relationships? Kind, compassionate, empathetic. You get curious. What's going on for you to do that? I know you're a really good kid. So I know for you to tell me that you hate me or for you to hit your brother or to knock down his Lego tower or to steal his phone or to rip down his poster off his wall. I know for you to do that, there must be something real big going on for you because I know you're a good kid. So what's going on, bud? I want to help you. I want to figure out what's going on. I know you're a good kid. What's happening? Do you see the difference? That's relationship focused. That's connection focused. And then I can figure out too what's actually happening for you. And then I can help you and then I can actually fix stuff. Whereas if I go in there with, why'd you rip down his poster? What's wrong with you? I can't believe you threw his phone across the room. I'm going to have to call the police because you just hit him or whatever. Like, yay. But most of us, I think we only respond like that because we don't know what else to do. So, and there's lots of other else to do. And if you want to know, okay, well, what can I do instead? Watch the Spicy Masterclass. That's 3 hours of like, or 2 and a bit, I think 2.5 hours of what to do instead. And that there's just other options. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be threats and punishment. And if you do that one more time, or that's it, we're not going to the park now. That's it, I'm taking your phone. That stuff doesn't work. Question says, what if the spicy kid runs into their room and slams the door and says, leave me alone? Do we? If you put a gun to my head and I have to pick an answer, I say no. There are some kids occasionally where I have shifted that opinion. But 90% of the time I say, no, I follow you. Why? If the story I'm telling myself right now as a spicy kid is that I am unlovable, I'm too much, I don't know what to do with my big feelings, and I don't like shame. As soon as you see them disconnect, you know that they're in shame, right? Running to their room and slamming the door means I'm in shame. That's the subtitle you can see at the bottom of the screen. A kid who runs off, slams the door. The closed captioning should say, spicy kid feels in shame. So they went to their room and slammed the door. You follow them and you sit outside the door. Hey, whoa, what's going on, bud? I know you're a good kid having a hard time. I know that you didn't mean to hurt the dog. I know that you were just excited when you kicked him. I'm sorry I sort of snapped at you about hurting him. I know you didn't mean to hurt him. I know you're a good kid. You didn't mean to hurt him. I don't want you to be alone with these big feelings, okay? Try to go in if they shove you out and, are sitting against the door. Okay, well, I'm not going to let you be alone with these big feelings, okay? Modeling a nice deep breath. Not want you to be alone with these big feelings, okay? I know that when I have these big feelings, I don't like to be alone. We don't have to talk, but I'm just going to be here, okay? Just going to be sitting with you and doing those nice modeling, regulation, showing them how to regulate. Again, very hard for us if we've not learned how to do that ourselves. My favorite is to pass notes under the door. That's always been my secret sauce of getting both my kids to let me in or to calm down. The key, though, in those situations when they storm off is you staying calm. Don't engage with the fiery part of your brain that wants to scream and throw stuff back. That's not teaching them anything, right? In that moment, they're being very clear. I need to learn how to regulate. I suck at regulation. So you stay really calm and go, cool, I know how to do it. I'll show you. Lots of deep breaths. Yeah, notes are good. I like passing notes. And I like that with teenagers too, passing notes under the door. It's cute. Unless they tell you to like, please go away. If they're really, 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 really adamant and you can tell that you're actually pissing them off more by staying, then I say, okay, I will honor and respect what you have said. I will be in the kitchen. I would really like to talk to you about this. And I don't like the idea of you sitting in here by yourself with these big feelings, but I will be in the kitchen if you want to talk about it. And yeah, but that's rare that I recommend that. A lot of times too, with older kids and with little kids, I'll say, you don't need to talk to me. I get it. You don't want to talk to me. I'm just going to sit on the edge of your bed and I'm just going to rub your feet. I'm just going to sit here with you and breathe. I don't want you to be alone with your big feelings. I know you're a good kid. You're just having a hard time. And I'm here. Okay. We don't have to talk about it. I just don't want you to be alone with all these big feelings. Okay. Because the aloneness is what validates my fear that I am unlovable. I'm not good enough and I'm too much. And so if I leave you alone, that's what your brain will tell you. But if I'm present and I'm sitting there with you calmly and patiently, compassionately, that story doesn't work anymore, does it? You're not too much. I'm with you. You're enough. You're good. You're a good kid. You're just having a hard time. Then that story can't win. That story can't become the narrative. And that's what it is for most spicy kids. It's the narrative that then informs the rest of their life. I'm unlovable. I'm not good enough. I'm too much. And I'm not enough at the same time. Does that make sense? Yeah. And spicy kids too often have a real gruff exterior. They have a real, what looks like thick skin. They don't. They have like they have like tissue paper thin skin, but and I know this too from working in prison, which is a lot of tough, quote unquote, tough guys. Spicy kids, I think, have the thinnest skin of all, but they make it look like they don't. They want you to think, I think they know that their skin is tissue paper thin, and that feels really vulnerable and that feels really unsafe, and they don't like that. So they like get pieces of steel and oil and they cover themselves with it. So when people see them, they're like, oh yeah, they're covered in steel. And they're like, whew, glad everyone fell for that. And they thought I had steel around me. Sweet. It's a lot easier than everyone seeing my tissue paper thin skin. They have such big hearts. They're such deep feelers. They're such deep feelers, which is why if you can meet them with this sense of you are lovable, you are good enough. I know you're not bad. I know you're only acting like that because your brain took over and you don't feel like you have another way. That's then where you can get through to them and you can teach them other ways. You can teach them how to regulate. But this is the irony. This is the irony with spicy kids is that we suck so much with regulation with them. And that's what they need the most is to learn how to regulate. Then no wonder they don't learn how to regulate because the grownups in their life don't know how to do it either. So, because they're so challenging. Like, I'm not saying that to shame you. They're very challenging.